Greetings, I'm Lori Olson. I'm the author of How to be a Caregiver for an Aging Parent with Dementia, and while maintaining dignity and sanity for both you and your cared. That's an enormous task, to be able to maintain that dignity and sanity, because it's all about the quality of your life. So in previous videos we were talking about how do you start getting that quality back. We talked in previous videos about what an enormous task caregiving is and the toll it takes on dementia caregivers. So if you need to know that, please review those other videos. But right now we're talking about how you can start digging your way out and improving the quality of your life. It starts with emotional awareness, self-awareness, because the emotions are something that inform you. They inform you of what's going on with you. There's no need to judge emotions. It's kind of a useless waste of time, waste of your energy. You have to put your energy where it counts, not on useless things, like condemning yourself because you feel angry, condemning yourself because maybe you wished your loved one would just finally pass away. There's a lot of inner guilt and turmoil that can cause from all those kind of ugly feelings. But let me tell you that all those things are very, very normal. So you have no need to judge them, but you have an understanding to say, what's that all about? What's that all about? Because it's a pulse that tells you that there's something going on. And when you know what's going on, well, then you can start to problem solve. And you can problem solve by starting with, are you beating yourself up? Let's talk about that what you focus on. Are you beating yourself up? Are you telling yourself, I'm no good, I'm a bad daughter, I'm a bad son? How could I think about that? About my mom, my dad? I'm so self-serving, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of versions of that. And what does that do? That's just like putting an arrow in your own heart. Shoot yourself. How are you going to be functional when you're telling yourself you're so terrible? Because that's very important. I want to explain why. It's the way your brain works. Our brain, human brains. We all work this way. So you're not alone. What we focus on, we get more of. You're going to focus on negative things? Well, you're going to get a lot more of those negative things. In your feeling, you're revving up those emotional thoughts and feelings. It's like you're grooving in that rut, making it more and more the fast track that you get on. I'll just give you an example. It's very classic that if someone says, well, don't think of a pink elephant. Well, I think you've got a human brain, you thought of a pink elephant. Because in order to not think of a pink elephant, you got to first think of a pink elephant. So if you can see that the way the mind works is that if you're controlling your feelings, don't feel angry. Well, you're kind of grooving in the whole angry sort of thing. If you're saying, putting any kind of judgment on those feelings, that's what you're doing. You're grooving it in. You're making yourself focus on that sort of thing. If you want a piece of cake, you can't have that cake. You're dieting. Some of you who are dieting may relate to this. That chocolate cake. Well, in order to stop thinking about it or manage your impulses about it, the more you think of chocolate cake, well, duh, it becomes harder and harder to resist because you're thinking so much about it. So I hope you get the point. What I'm saying is if you're beating yourself up with your negative feelings and your anger and you're trying to control that instead of listening to what it means for you, you're getting more and more and more of that. You're getting more of that anger. More of that annoying behavior. How dare she do that? She does it all the time. She does it to annoy me. I can't tell you how many people caring for people with dementia actually think that their loved one is doing it on purpose to annoy them. Well, my gosh, you would drive yourself pretty angry, fast track on anger, if you're going to convince yourself or focus on that person is doing that purposely. And quite honestly, the carriage is probably just responding to your negativity. It becomes a vicious cycle. So it really behooves you to become aware without any kind of blame. There's no point in blaming, because blaming makes you feel more miserable, leads to more vicious cycle of it. You're just like pounding in that negative feeling. Negative thoughts, oh, I'm a jerk, I'm a loser, I'm not kind, I'm not passionate, poof. Be gone those thoughts. How do you get rid of those thoughts? Well, that's another thing. It's not about controlling them. Remember, we said don't think about pink elephant. You got a pink elephant. Don't think about anger. Boom. You're on that track and grooving in that track about anger again. So you say, well, what is the answer? Well, there is a really good answer. Maybe surprise to you. We'll talk about in the next video what that answer is. But right now, it's enough for you to know that you need to be self-aware, and that the things you focus on, because you've got a human brain, you're no different than the rest of the millions of people that have been around in the history of mankind. Your brain works that way as well. And you cannot will your emotions away. You cannot control them, wrestle them, manage them, tackle them, put them into the ground, stick them in the closet, they'll come popping out. So you need to have self-awareness of what they are, because they've got something important to tell you. And we'll discover what that is in the next video.